So what does it mean? Because the markets are not reacting very much at all.
There's a lot of political posturing. I mean, we saw this walking in from the president's side. It was about border wall funding, from the Democratic side about DACA. Both sides critically think they're winning the debate when they go back to their own sides in terms of polls. And it sounds like they're willing to string this out. At Barclays, we put out a note on Friday. We do see this having a minimal economic impact, about 0.1 percentage point per week. On GDP, and we do think this will probably be a short-lived shutdown. The last one in 2013 was about 16 days long.
So how long do you think this one's going to be?
You know, we don't have a firm count on days. It's going to really go day by day on this. I think.
So you don't come in every morning and everyone says, I think 3, I think 5.
Not exactly, but I think the president canceling his trip to Florida, the possibility of not going to Davos, I think these things matter quite a bit. He hasn't been as involved, and you saw Senator Lindsey Graham as well as others being very critical of some of the staff at the White House in terms of them derailing the talks on immigration. That's a little unusual. It feels like you have Democrats in the Senate versus Republicans in the Senate versus the White House in this negotiation process.
So there's no question that Senate Democrats have it within their power to keep the government going. No question. On the other hand, watching it over the weekend, it seemed like the Democrats said, okay, we're willing to give you some form of wall, which is a big concession from Chuck Schumer, who had said no way, no how. And then they're saying, well, let's just promise a vote. Promises a vote on the DACA thing. And it seems like the administration is reluctant even to promise a vote.
I think so. You're hearing these stories that the president agreed to certain things. His staff had updated him, and he came back later on to say, I'm not sure how I feel about that. We need to take a harder line. I think some Republicans in the Senate were caught off guard by that. And you're seeing some of the moderates come together just over the weekend in those groups at the Senate trying to find out a solution. But I completely agree. It is a little unusual. And to be totally frank, from the Barclays perspective, a few weeks ago, we didn't expect to see a shutdown. We put the odds pretty low. But as this began to escalate, it seemed that both sides wanted this standoff.